Hey everybody, Matt McKay here with Safeguard Insurance, and I just want to talk to you about the importance of regular medical checkups. I know that it's not that fun to go to the doctor. Those of you weirdos out there that like it, I don't really understand you to be honest, but some of you enjoy it. But for those of us that don't, I get it. I understand that there's fear, there's kind of a habit, maybe, of not going. Those of us that do go, it's still not a pleasure at all. But one thing that I'll say is it really is important, and I wanna encourage you, do your regular medical checkups, whether it's your teeth, your eyes, your ears, your body. Um, if you're older, if you're supposed to do your colonoscopy or mammographies or whatever, prostate exams, obviously depending on male female. I don't think you ladies out there need to get your prostate checked out, but anyway, but we really need to take care of these things, and there are myriad reasons. It's not just one thing. It's not just to make sure that you're healthy or whatever. There are a lot of reasons. One thing, uh, real quick, that's just a thought that's off the top of my head, and I'm not looking at any notes. I'm just speaking from the heart here. Okay. One thing that I thought of as I was just kind of considering what I would say here is, I've had a few people on life insurance, for example. If you don't think about it from this angle, but with your life insurance, if you don't have any kind of medical records, they're going to have trouble giving you a policy unless you just come back perfectly clean. If you have incomplete records, things like that, there's no timeline that they can follow. So that's one thing, and that's a minor thing that comes up sometimes, but it actually does happen. I've had several people either be declined or be postponed or whatever because they don't have any medical history, and they get told, "Hey, go to the doctor and get checked out, and then we'll give you insurance." And they say, "No, thank you," because they don't like to go to the doctor. But the thing is that there's a reason that I'm very passionate about getting regular checkups, and it's actually my mom. My mom is a pathologist. So if you don't know what a pathologist does, basically, if you get anything cut out or off, a pathologist is probably going to see it. So that's whether it's a biopsy, if it's a pap smear, also if you have cancer or if you have some kind of disease, you've had to have an amputation, whatever. The pathologist is going to look at those things, and try to figure out what just happened, why did this happen, is there anything else that we can do to make sure that something else doesn't happen that's worse, or is there a sign that there is some kind of growth somewhere else, or whatever. And so just observing my mom, she has had so many situations in her office, on her plate, on her desk, that she gets the information too late. The person that has had this problem go on has waited too long, and usually it's because they don't get checked out. And I'm guilty of this myself. I've had a few years here and there that I wouldn't go to the doctor. And me being 20, at the time I was 20 something years old, now I'm in my 30s, whatever. COVID gets in the way, whatever. A lot of us may be out of the routine of going to get checked out. But guess what? It's really important, especially if you have any kind of family history, especially if you're getting older. But regardless, I've had some people that I knew that have died from cancer that would be younger than me if they were still living. But those people, some of them were getting checked out, some were not. But a lot of times, if you're not getting checked out normally or regularly, a lot of things can grow for a while before you even feel them or notice them. Okay, especially with cancer, but also any kind of slow building issue, like growths or diseases that take a while to manifest, sometimes by the time you catch them, they're already too far gone. You can't do anything about them, and I think it's awful. It's awful to hear those stories, and a lot of times, terrible disease can be prevented. If they catch most stage 1 cancer, you just cut it out and move on. It's really not that big of a deal. If you get to stage 2 or 3, especially 3, you could possibly be in real serious trouble or it could come back. Stage 4 means, if you don't know what stage 4 cancer is, it basically means that it's spread to other organs and is unlikely to be stopped, barring a miracle or the ability to contain it somehow. But it may never go away unless you have a true hallelujah miracle that happens to you, which those do happen, but not very often. And so I speak from the heart here. Get yourself checked out. Get your colonoscopy. And nobody finds that exciting, especially the prep. I had to get a colonoscopy because I was anemic, whatever, which is very bad for a male, especially young, whatever. I got checked out and ended up I was fine. Everything's okay. But I went and got it done. If you've been recommended to have something done, if you've been recommended to have a scan done, you're worried about how much it costs. If you have pains and you're not going to the doctor because it costs too much or the insurance is in your deductible or whatever, go to the doctor and get checked out. It's going to be worth it to find out what that problem is versus having that problem explode into 1,000 other problems. You don't want to lose your life over being stubborn or afraid to take care of the issues going on in your life. And you especially want to go get checked out on your annual physicals because they check for all that stuff. They run your blood. They check your urine to make sure there's nothing weird going on. They look at all that because they can tell from some of those little tiny silly details that something could be seriously wrong, or they could see, okay, well, this person's having this discomfort. Let's resolve this by this simple remedy. And so it's not just life and death, but that's honestly the main reason that you should get checked out, because you don't want to look back and regret that you didn't get to see your kids graduate because you were scared of a needle, okay, or you were scared of someone else's advice or someone, I don't know, seeing you like that or whatever, or getting into your personal life. I get the trepidation, I get the concern, I get being worried about it, but is it worth it to die over it? Is it worth it to have complications or problems just because you're afraid to get checked out? I really think, and I want to encourage you, I believe that, and statistics show, that if you do what you're supposed to and get your regular checkups, you go get stuff done, it prevents a lot of the issues that multiply over time. And I think if we can educate people, if you can share this video and like it and things like that, maybe it'll reach a few more people and be able to help someone make sure that they make the right decision for themselves and their family. So if you would, give us a like and subscribe, share the video, whatever you can do to make sure that somebody gets this message. Let's hear it. Let's heed these thoughts, and let's take care of ourselves and our families. God bless.